Hello, Alan Ryder, Southeastern Railroad Museum. And it's early spring, and thought I'd give you an update about what's been going on and what's kind of not been going on. Behind me, of course, is our former CSX SD45-2 8954, and we've been working on it off and on for, it's going on a year now. And it's been mostly hibernating for the winter. We did try to start it up, I guess in a couple warm days in January, and we ran into a problem. I wouldn't call it unexpected, but the batteries have reached the point where they're just not putting out. And I will let you see some clips of our struggles with that. But basically, we're on hold.
So you want to tell us what you're doing?
I opened the test box on this side to relieve some of the compression, so maybe it'll turn over this time. We'll find out. So, as you can hear and see from those clips, batteries ain't going to get it. We tried a lot of different tricks, as you saw, and it just wasn't happening. And add to that, that by the time we were done with 2 attempts over a couple of days, the starters were screaming in agony to the point where there was a few wafts of smoke coming out of the starter motors. So we decided that it was time to give up on batteries. And hopefully we didn't destroy the starters, but we won't know that for sure till we get batteries. And so we're pretty much on hold. We've got some leads on a possible battery donation. In fact, it looks pretty good, but we shall see. So with that, we will leave our friend 8954 and move on to other things. So what else have we been up to this winter? Well, behind you is our premier locomotive. It's the face of the museum, 6901. This locomotive was the locomotive that pulled the last Southern Railway crescent into Washington, D.C. And mechanically, the old girl's in really good shape, thanks to Norfolk Southern. She's got a rewire and a microprocessor control system. But externally, she's gotten a little bit tired as far as paint and rust and all that other good stuff. And Randy Mentor here, who's kind of looking at us, is kind of the leader on this project. And before we paint her, we've got to fix all the dents and scratches and rust, and there's a lot of that. We've got a grant, courtesy of Norfolk Southern and some fundraising, to do the paint job. It's going to cost us somewhere around $50,000. Anybody who wants to repaint a locomotive should know that, just as information. But like I said, there's a fair bit of work we need to do before we paint it, otherwise it'll just rust through. So I'll walk you around and show you some of the stuff we're doing. One of the first things to notice is we've got the stainless steel grills off, which you don't usually see on an E-unit, but we took them off in preparation for paint. So that's what she looks like with her grills undressed. And back here where we had a lot of the rust and corrosion, you can see some of the truss work and structure that actually holds the locomotive together. So you can see some of the rust and pitting along here. We've cleaned a lot of this up, and some of it's been primed. We'll get to the rest of it. Right there, there's a piece of the strut that we had to cut out and replace. You can see some work down here. And all along here, this is what happens with age. Dirt and crud collects in these connections here, and it rots out the body. So we're having to fix all that up, and we're replacing panels. Here's a new one that we've put in. And if we swing over here, here's some of the batten strips. New panels to go in. There's some of the old panels that we've taken off. So a fair bit of work's going into this. Once we get all the car body structure taken care of, we've already got a contract with the painter to come in. We're going to sandblast her and give her a good coat of quality Exalta, used to be DuPont Emerald paint, and she'll look a lot prettier now than she does now, or a lot prettier then than she does now. And besides the E-unit, we're doing a cosmetic restoration on, this is a Georgia Power 97. It was a locomotive built for the Army and then sold to Georgia Power, and it was used to assemble Georgia Power's plant McDonough. And we had it apart many years ago and determined that it was going to be extremely costly to repair the boiler to where we could use it again. So we're putting it back together, and we'll put her on display. So pretty well along on that restoration. We're also getting ready to do some work on our crane. I believe it's a 30-ton crane, formerly from the Army Transportation Corps. It's kind of a workhorse. Everything runs on it. Just needs a little bit of maintenance, and it needs a paint. All right, well, with that, we're going to close this short update video out, and hopefully the next video will be us putting batteries in our 8954. We're very hopeful on that project. And until next time, come see us, and thank you for watching.